Just before we start, I want to read the names of the people who should be along the sides of the other 1,000 students that are sitting in front of you. Anthony Adams, Brendan Amadjayo, Bernard Berrien, Kevin Booth, Don Davis, Derek Dockery, Emma Dockery, Uki Dozier, Dana Falk, Derek Faulkner, Eric Frampton, Arturo Freeman, Adriana Green, Eric Henderson, Katura Chinoa Horton Perchinif, sorry, Katura, Justin Humphreys, Monique Idlet Mosley, Sean Lewis James, Jonas Jennings, Jimmy Olden Johnson Jr., Malcolm Jones, Garrett Klug, Michelle Lau, Jessiane McDougall, Jerome McDougall, Octavia McDougall, Stalker McDougall, the McDougalls, Roger McIntosh, Alicia McIntosh, Juan Randall, Antoine Randall, Stephen Reed, Christopher Renke, Samari Rowley, Denisha Rowley, Kevin Shaw, Isaiah Raymond Stambach, Dwayne Starks, Marcus Stroud, and William Weatherspoon. Students, please accept my deepest apologies for the administrative oversight, and we will make it right by you. Thank you for being here.
Please be seated. Graduates, families, honored guests, and friends, on behalf of the faculty and staff of the school, it is my distinct honor to welcome you to this, the 2013 celebration of graduation from George Washington University's School of Business. I am Philip Wirtz, the Vice Dean of Programs in Education and the Marshal of this ceremony. To begin, I must ask you to please turn off all your cell phones for the duration of the ceremony. To start the ceremony, I would like to introduce our student vocalist, Andrew Adams. Andrew is a graduating senior majoring in business administration with a focus in sports management. Andrew has been part of the GW Troubadours co-ed a cappella group for all 4 years of his undergraduate career. He also sang with the University Singers and the chamber choir within the GW Music Department. Please stand for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Today we honor the over 400 undergraduate and over 500 graduate students who have all met the requirements of their respective degrees, and therefore will stand before you at the end of this celebration as graduates of one of the most elite educational institutions in the country. I now have the great pleasure of introducing the Dean of the School of Business, Doug Guthrie. Dr. Guthrie was recently named University Vice President for China Operations. Dean Guthrie is an expert in the fields of economic research, reform in China, leadership and corporate governance, and corporate social responsibility. Prior to joining GW in 2010, Dean Guthrie served as Professor of Management at New York University's Leonard N. Stern School of Business. He also held visiting positions at Harvard Business School, INSEAD, and the Graduate Schools of Business at Stanford University, Columbia University, and Emory University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dean Doug Guthrie.
Thank you, Dean Wirtz. Good afternoon, and again, welcome to the George Washington University School of Business graduation celebration. I want to take a moment to acknowledge our special honorees today. Several weeks ago, a group of students were inducted into Beta Gamma Sigma, an honor society for AACSB accredited business programs. Those students are all wearing blue and gold stoles today, and so you can recognize them and congratulate them, as we do. In addition, award presentations were made last night to individual students and faculty in a special ceremony. These awardees' names are listed in your program, and Vice Dean Philip Wirtz will be calling on recipients later in the program. It was a very moving experience last night to be with that group of students in this special ceremony, and I want to congratulate all of you for what you've done. On Sunday, the university will hold commencement on the National Mall. We're the only university that has the honor of actually sharing that hallowed ground in our nation's capital, and we look forward to it every year. GW's 2013 Commencement will feature remarks from the award-winning actor, activist, and alumna Kerry Washington, and GW President Stephen Knapp will be delivering the charge to our graduates. It's a special day, and we all look forward to it every year. I now have the distinct honor of introducing today's keynote speaker, who for the last 3 years that I've been here has been a friend, colleague, advisor, and mentor. Steve Ross is somebody who it's hard for me to describe what his passion and commitment for this university is. He's a graduate of the famous class of 1981. Yes? Which is a class that has shown their commitment to the university over the years. He also has been on the board of advisors of the business school for many years, as well as being a trustee of the university for many years. He graduated with honors from George Washington University, and he has done an immaculate job at traversing a career in the area of finance. I believe Warren Buffett is his hero, and as that, he is somebody who's very engaged in the issue of value investing and has built an entire career around thinking deeply about how our economy unfolds. I can say most importantly, though, that Steve Ross has just been a guide for me, somebody who I've turned to when I've needed advice about where this school should be going and whether we're doing the right things under my leadership. And I would just want to say thank you, Steve, for all that you've done. And without further ado, I'm going to turn the stage over to you.
I think he has the wrong Steve Ross, but I'll accept it anyway. Graduates, parents, faculty, and friends, it is indeed an honor to speak to you today. When I was approached by Dean Guthrie, my first thought was, wow, what an honor. And then I thought, wait a minute, what speaker just canceled on you? So if there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that getting through life with a healthy sense of humor does wonders for the body and soul. And it was actually 32 years ago that I was sitting right up here on this dais in this exact building, enjoying every precious last moment of my 4 years at George Washington University. I not only looked at it as some of the most rewarding years of my life, but also a tremendous platform to then enter the working world. When my parents dropped me off at Thurston Hall in August of 1977, and it's still a dump today as it was 35 years ago, my father said to me, "The next 4 years are going to be some of the greatest of your life, but promise me one thing. Don't ever do anything to embarrass your family's good name." And that statement is something that has resonated with me my entire adult life. In today's society, and for all of us in this arena, if we could see how the movie would end, we might make our decisions differently. Gaining a GWU education is something analogous to farming, as the goal of every farmer is a healthy yield. You begin by selecting the best seed, planting it in rich soil, in just the right climate, and then you diligently nurture what you've planted. Then you patiently wait until the crop has grown to maturity. If you pull out the crop too soon by cutting corners, you yield disappointing results. If you wait, however, you yield a harvest that rewards you for your hard work. Don't ever stop polishing your product. You all carry special skill sets that would be looked at as an accretive investment by any employer or organization. What are your intangibles that differentiate you from your peers? Think about what your competitive advantage is, your special sauce, and always convey that in your actions. For me, I started in the investment business for a local firm here in Washington called Ferris & Company as a highly paid $3.65 an hour intern. And I worked for a woman named Mrs. Gail Winslow, who was then the vice chairman of the board and then one of the top women investment brokers in the Washington, D.C. area. She started with the firm on May 1st, 1956, which happened to have been 4 days before Warren Buffett started in the investment business. And Gail is still with the firm today at the young age of 83. While working with Gail for all these years now, I think about how she helped to shape me into the person I am today. Gail taught me that we must always set goals. If not, we'll just spin our wheels our entire lives. She introduced me to the idea of long-term thinking, both in the investment world and in life in general. And while I was a young man, she had me imagine my life and my investment posture if we fast-forwarded the clock 15 years. And that was my first encounter with long-term investing and planning. And while you should enjoy every day, including today, never lose sight of the future. But once you feel that sense that you have attained the Holy Grail, don't ever fall into a sense of complacency. There is the story of the successful investment broker who was called into his manager's office at the crack of dawn one morning. The broker's largest client had called the manager the night before to say he was transferring his entire family's account to another firm. After the broker had an opportunity to catch his breath that morning, the office manager suggested that he evaluate what he could have better developed to meet the client's needs. An hour later, the broker came back and sat down with the manager, and lo and behold, the manager said, "Mr. Big Client did not leave the firm, but if the broker doesn't maximize his potential, the client will eventually leave him." That broker was Steve Ross, and that interaction took place 25 years ago. But the client is still with the firm today because of that lesson I learned. Don't ever coast, because vulnerability will someday catch up to you and wipe out your lifetime's hard work. It goes without saying that the personal touch is something that technology can never replace. And there are many barriers to entry that we deal with in our lives, but many can be mitigated with some self-inspection. You all need to realize that there's a strong possibility that someone out there is better looking, makes more money, has a better job, etc. If you allow envy or jealousy to take over, it will dominate your thinking and get the best of you. So control your destiny by looking inward. You'll all realize that you have some very special skills and traits, but just make sure that you are not the best-kept secret in town. Keep score by competing against yourself. Others may beat you in 100-yard sprints, but by investing in you, chances are you'll win in the marathon of life by taking a perspective over a long period of time. I sometimes use the expression, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. In other words, some things could be staring you straight in the face for a long period of time until one day you finally realize how critical and important they are. I could not fully appreciate the sacrifices my parents and family made to send their 3 sons, each 16 months apart, to college for 7 straight years. And I'm sure each of you heard ad nauseum that a college education is the key to future success. But I also heard these statements nonstop from my grandmothers, one of whom only had a 6th grade education because she had to quit school at the turn of the last century to help her family. But just reflect for a moment what your parents, grandparents, and their grandparents had to endure to make your life as special as it is today. And you can never say thank you enough to your parents and grandparents. And take my advice, throw in an I love you, too, in any language. It can't hurt. Have you ever spent the time to think who in your family made sacrifices in their lives to give you the opportunity you have today? Whether your ancestors go back 400 years to the Mayflower or your family recently immigrated to the United States, someone or some group of family invested everything they had in sweat and equity to yield benefits for you today. So when you are out in the working world and you have a bad day, put that in perspective in relation to what your forebears had to endure. Use it as motivation to meet and exceed your life's goals so you can make your family proud, but do it right. There is an old Southern expression, he or she was raised right. Don't use shortcuts to pursue your dreams. If you invest the time, have moral character and integrity, and a little grit and tenacity, you will reap long-term benefits that will pay off for a lifetime. There's something else you can invest in, and that is older people who have a lifetime of experiences and a lot of invaluable wisdom. One day, when I was going into work, I rustled up enough courage to introduce myself to our firm's founder, George M. Ferris Sr. Mr. Ferris was born in 1893, and he founded Ferris and Company with 2 partners in September of 1932 with $22,000 of capital. But sadly for his partners, they did not have any faith in the country during the Depression, and certainly not in Franklin D. Roosevelt. So they sold their shares back to Mr. Ferris, thereby missing out on what proved to be many decades of expansion and growth in the country and in the securities industry. But I was fortunate enough to be Mr. Ferris's carpool mate for the last 9 years of his life. And he came into the office every day until a few months before he died at the young age of 99. Yes, there is something to be said about one's age and wisdom and experience that can be imparted on all of us. I wasn't going to just be his driver because I was able to get his free parking spot across the building and save $6.50 parking plus tip. But I seized the opportunity to interview him every morning and every evening, and I compiled over 60 pages of notes in my 9 years of driving with Mr. Ferris. Much of what you hear from me today, you probably heard from your parents or grandparents, but you perhaps chose not to listen. But today I have your parents' and grandparents' proxy to restate some of their old school values, and you get to hear it from a stranger. Learn how to say thank you to people who go out of their way for you. These people could change your life, but you won't know it until years later. But thank them in what might feel like an unconventional way. Write them a thank you note. Put a stamp on it, too. And that could be a game changer. And the difference between getting a job and not getting a job, getting the sale and not getting the sale, getting your future spouse to marry you. Well, you sort of get my drift. Emails and text messages serve an excellent purpose, but they ignore one very vital trait, which is the value added that is crystal clear in the eyes of the reader who sees that you were sincere and genuine when your thoughts became words on a piece of paper. Again, the personal touch is something that technology can never replace. In just a few weeks or months, you'll have advanced to another exciting chapter in your life. You were all blessed with such tremendous talents and abilities, and I can state unequivocally that in all my years as a student and now as an alumnus and trustee of GW, I have never met a more intelligent, dynamic, and polished group of students. You also bring a wonderful set of personal traits into our society, including ethics, integrity, honor, respect, and pride. I am reminded of the old expression, little acorns grow up to be big oak trees. It is so gratifying to see you grow, mature, and advance so quickly and with such grace and poise. Now, here's what I can teach you in something that will pay dividends for life. Work hard at staying in touch with your classmates, professors, and your alma mater. There are few guarantees in life, but I can state firsthand that my relationships that have evolved around GW are absolutely priceless. Yes, even a blind squirrel finds an acorn sometimes, as I met my wife Lori here at GW, and I forged many strong friendships with classmates and families that are invaluable today. Here's the opportunity cost for such eternal relationships. You have to work at it. Invest the time in getting and staying involved with many things around GW. Whether your path takes you to Washington or Warsaw, New York or Nepal, stay in touch with GW wherever you may be. Doors open the same way around the world, and it's not just what someone can do for you, but also what you can do for someone else, be it a fellow alum or student. But there's something else that you can add now to your new business card besides GW Graduate, Ambassador. Every one of you is now an official representative of our esteemed university and thus an agent for your class and school. There's no compensation or remuneration in this ongoing role, just the pleasure of being involved in a process where you might meet and interview high school students who would be excellent candidates at GW, or you work your tail off and shine at your company, which opens a door for another GW student or alum. It just comes down to the old expression, leading by example. If you carry yourselves like winners and leaders, it can only bear fruit for you and those with whom you are associated. I tell everyone I meet that when judging and evaluating by virtually every metric possible, GW's value has never been greater. Our GW stock is hitting all-time highs, but it's going a lot higher from here. Invest in your school and become a loyal stakeholder and contributor now that you have achieved the status of becoming a GWU alum. I wish you all much success in all of your future endeavors and hope some years from now, some of you will be up here addressing another outstanding graduating class of George Washington University. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for coming to the GWSB graduation celebration. and thank you for the words of wisdom that you've bestowed upon our graduates today. I'd like to now turn the podium over to the Marshal of Ceremonies, Philip Wirtz.
At this time, I'd like to acknowledge the recipients of the 2013 School of Business Student Achievement Awards. As mentioned before, a ceremony was held yesterday to recognize faculty and students, and I would like to acknowledge these students now by asking all award recipients to stand and remain standing while I read all of the awardees' names. This information can be found on pages 13 and 14 of your program booklet. Please hold your applause until all names have been announced. Alexander Ackel, David Ali, Whitney Anderson, Eric Berlin, Rohini Bandari, John Bertel, Matt Brown, Mark Buente, Heather Burrs, Ding Fang Kai, Tracy Cloth, Pablo Cortina, Tiffany Curtis, Laurice Gugassian, Eugenia Gregorio, Ree Gu, Robert Haben, Shauna Haggerty, Suba Hariharan, Maria Ilusha Schwartzman, Kimberly Johnson, Elvina Kamalova, Ai Hong Ku, Brian Landau, Andrew Lewis, Andrew Litovas, John McKeel, Eric Moon, Omar Nasser, Ryan Nindorf, Samara Pollack, Kristen Pulio, Edward Reynolds, William Richardson, Adrian Riddell, Mohan Sadinajad, forgive me for screwing that name up, Emily Sackle, Ali Sharif Khani, Brahmjo Singh Yerbroi, Mi Young Song, Catherine Stockel, David Stoops, Kayla Sullivan, Ji Wang, Yixing Wang, Siku Wen, Molly Withrow, and Wenki Zhou. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in a round of applause to congratulate the Student Award recipients. Thank you. I now have the pleasure of introducing our first student speaker, Gabby Baker. Originally from Columbia, South Carolina, Ms. Baker is graduating with a Bachelor of Business Administration with a concentration in marketing. While on campus, Ms. Baker has held leadership roles in GW Women in Business, the Undergraduate Business Association, GW Acting Politically for Israel, and Alpha Delta Pi Sorority. With internship experience in politics, event planning, and marketing, Ms. Baker plans to pursue a career in advertising after graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gabby Baker, our undergraduate student speaker.
Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, distinguished guests, and of course, the graduating class of 2013. It's such an honor to be standing in front of all of you today, and certainly something I never imagined I would do. 4 years ago, I came to this university eager and ambitious, but also very nervous to begin a journey that I knew could shape me into the person I am today. Since then, I've taken classes that have changed my perspective, met friends who have challenged my opinions, and served as a student leader aiming to make a difference within this school. It's not always been easy, as many of you can relate. There have been late nights, difficult team members, and days where you question the direction of your path. But through it all, we have risen to the occasion. We've reached this moment that so many of us have dreamt about, and we should be proud. In reflecting on my 4 years as a student in the School of Business, there are 5 lessons that I know I will carry with me far after I leave this campus. And since we've all sat in the same classes, lectures, and information sessions, I imagine that these will resonate with you as well. The first is probably most obvious for this group, the importance of building relationships. How many times have we heard it's all about who you know? Leaving the School of Business, I feel very prepared to walk into a meeting, event, and especially an elevator with business cards in hand, ready to deliver my pitch. But jokes aside, these are skills that will undoubtedly set us apart from graduates across the country. And as we continue to build our personal networks, we're in turn creating a larger, more connected network for the university. The second is working with a team, the dreaded group project. And as much as we've heard that, quote, "this is what the real world will be like," it never made them any easier. But we've learned that we're stronger as individuals when we are surrounded by others. I am constantly inspired by the accomplishments of my peers, founding nonprofits, winning competitions, launching startups, and volunteering abroad, just to name a few. Working with people from diverse backgrounds with different thoughts and views can produce a better result in the end. The third is dealing with failure, and more than that, bouncing back from it. We've been taught to accentuate our strengths, but at the end of the day, it's the failures that we've experienced that have really made us who we are. We've all made mistakes, received a bad grade, or lost an opportunity we thought we achieved, but we've recovered and moved forward with confidence. The fourth, speaking up. We've been so fortunate to live in a city like Washington, D.C., full of people who love to make their voices heard. We study in an environment where our opinions matter, where other people care what we have to say. Our professors want to hear our perspective on business ethics, the financial climate, or consumer behavior. We've learned to articulate and defend our ideas while respecting the ideas of others. And the final lesson is about giving back. This is when it all comes full circle. We've been taught about the importance of social responsibility, particularly in business. But as we graduate, we'll be applying this lesson to our personal lives more than ever, contributing to the community and being aware of the impact that our actions have on others. So much has been given to us, and we now have a chance to use our experiences to provide to others. We can't forget about the people who have taught us these lessons along the way. Professors who have called on us on class, mentored us in office hours, and served as resources for our careers. Staff and advisors who have done more than just help us pick classes, but have provided us with opportunities to exercise our talents. Our peers who have accompanied us through the ups and downs and have truly made this experience worthwhile. And finally, our families, many of whom are with us today. They have been our biggest cheerleaders, empowering us to be the best we can be and supporting us every step of the way. We've spent 4 years learning and applying these lessons and dozens of others to our lives. And today, as we receive our diplomas, I'll say it again, we should feel proud. Proud to walk across this stage as graduates of the George Washington University School of Business, a school that has contributed to our understanding of the world, ourselves, and the people around us. We have a responsibility not only to continue learning, but also to share these lessons with others. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabby. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the Interim Associate Dean for Research and Doctoral Studies, Ravi Atral, who will now present the doctoral degree candidates.
Karligash Daira Bayeva, International Business. Tahir Ekan, Decision Sciences. Jae Hyung Kang, Management. Mary Gleaton Schoonmaker, Marketing. Han Hui Sai, Management. Bo Zhao, Finance. And Wenqi Zhu, Information Systems and Technology Management.
At this time, it is an honor to present the candidates. In accordance with the instructions from the GWSB commencement team, will the candidates please rise and proceed to the ramp in front of the stage?
I'm pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Accountancy. Mark William Disson. Up the ramp. Next. That's good. Yes. Rachel Amanda Jacobson. Colin Xavier White. Jake Evan Hagan. Jordan D. Melnick. Amanda Lee Kusaba. Trevor Nicholas Rockhill. Malaki Chavara. Asad Jalal. Robert Bradley Haben. Nina Saito Stewart. Caitlin Rose Diefendorfer. Taylor Lee Coughlin. Emily Deborah Seckel. Tracy Marie Clough. Benjamin Doe. Bridget Burke. Michaela Hayen. Kyle Dylan Campbell. Riva Kamal Doshi. Molly Elizabeth Withrow. Sishu Wen. Yuting Kong. Jeffrey Andrew Brandt. Brian Michael Gisher. Thamer Kaplan. Kelly Lynn Katznelson. Anthony Terrence Temperano. Michelle Stearns. Gabrielle Viscomi. Hey, how you doing? Deborah Prega. Solana Joy Fruchter. James Edward LaFleur. Stephanie Ellen Gold. Da Hee Lee. Hee Jin Yu.
I am pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Business Administration degree. Christine Georgette Zakat. Danielle Elizabeth Donatello. Samir J. Iqbal. Jason Elliott Katz. Oh, sorry. Amanda Grace Eichner. Yang Yang. Shiji Deng. Junwin Lee. Lap Hung Brian Chang. Meimei Wang Yu. Jiayi Wang. Yua Zhang. Yen Kuo. Hongji Chi. Stefan Zerker. Ziyin Li. Christopher Oak. Jody Zhang. Wei Su. Leslie Ann Natsuko Kawano. Chong Ling Cheryl Chan. Joseph John Bingle. David Jonathan Conway. Noor Yusuf Al-Rashed. Leon Victor Harari. Michael David Cami. Edward Corwin Griever. John Carroll McNamara Jr. Connor Charles Davey. Andrew Lawrence Steiner. Robert Travis Martin III. Alexander Hassan. Dean Harrison Miller. Sebastian Roberto Flores. Vandana Iyer. Sarah Elizabeth Dahlia. Courtney Stewart Ross. Adam Perlmutter Cole. Jamie Wren Clark. John B. Mashoni. Melissa Rachel Carter. Andrew James Adams. Gabrielle Kramer Baker. Christina Marie Vellucci. Elizabeth Stockton Gibbs. Mohammed Ahmed El-Asmaq. Haley Elizabeth Hukamian. Isam Ibrahim El-Thabit. Walid Khaled Esbeta. Jose Joaquin Franco Machiavello. Armand Naki. Thu Rain Lin. Defan Kai. Wanting Ma. Natasha Assam Hawatma. Anahita Nakjeri. Elizabeth Antonelli. Tara Margaret Mullins. Helena Lorraine Hounsel. Kate E. Hoffman. Mia Isabella Geronimus. Annabelle Jo Soloway. Stacy Elizabeth Green. Andrew William Latavis. Emily Elizabeth Bennett. Alexandria Elizabeth Giacalone. Kyle J. Gelling. Stephen G. Jimenez Whistler. Helena Ni Hong. John David Friedman. Ethan Zausner. Stephen DiGiuseppe. Sean James Cushing. Christopher Oman. Jisoo Jong. Dorota Malgojata Laishania. Patience Alawanuni Alonai Tori. Gustavo Ulloa Medina. Julie Sally Shursky. Shen Jen. Alexa Ann D'Angelo. Nyela Marie Husham. Brandon Alex Hittner. Bradford Nolenberg. Keisha May Jantel. Michael Lee. Dong Wan Quack. Jake Kang. Janyul Yang. Jaeyoung Choi. Hanuk Wu. Jitae Kim. Hoonjong Peck. Soyoung Lee. Yan Ji Song. Morgan Kennedy Krause. Petia Chavdarova. Tan Albayrak. Elvin Coach. Abru Onugoran. Adna Pekmezvich. Marissa Jacqueline Angelucci. Tiffany Hingley. Natalie Marie Hatchett. Alexander Valise. Austin Charles Brewster. Kim Cook T. No. Joshua Burnett Bailey. Ensign W. L. Call. Stephen Walek Lee. Michael Suh. Jason Hong. Catherine J. Hong.
Eric Kwan. Bogdan Track. Maria Silvera. Jonathan Iri Ichaka. Sorry. Kristen Park. Logan Jeffs. Ilya Khrushchev. Peter J. Cook. Alex Bogdan. John A. Richardson. Danelle Shanae Jackson. Jessica Caroline Hicks. Andres Pumriega. Jillian Elizabeth Passion. Logan Kelly Healy. I need to wait. Leslie Abigail Sneeringer. Natalie Marie Stella. Samantha Calais Cloture. Caitlin Blair O'Brien. Nicole Lynn Lacey. Alexander Caffrey. Jason Cameron Manny. Joshua Grinsberg. Vincent Louis Nardone. Blake Adam Nerone. Emmanuel Martin Tulamaris. Alice Yang. James Arthur Cooney. Hungu Lee. Suyun An. Jillian Taub. There you go. Suzanne Marie Romeo. Barry Michelle Friedman. Luke Nathaniel Quimby. Sean Michael Fago. Michael Francis Krumbacher. Joshua Sabodi. Benjamin Michael Winnig. Russell Paul Berger. Beth Melissa Argaman. Riley Detweiler Schomburg. Shreyas Raghunathan. William Hunter Thomas. James Anthony Conklin. Nicholas Sterling Mejia. Christian Lawrence Ewing. Shelby Marie Kimber. Hugo Fox Schechter. Brennan Joel Wallman. Banes Chadusama. Alexander Ali Ackle. Mariano Andres Alvedo. Leonardo Andres Lapenti Gomez. Jung-Yoon Kim. Andrea Victorias Velasquez Fosas. Casey Jane Quirk. Robin Lee. Ryan Daniel Hines. Samuel Alexander Cummings. Luis G. Burnett. Olivia Tess Benalu. Victoria Ashley Diaz. Guillermo David Fernandez. Maiwei Miao. Yvette Chibogu Soki. Varun Karani. Brian Allen Wyduck. Winslow Starr Marshall. Christopher J. Clark. Louis M. Diamond. Dean Lawrence. Rajiv Manthia. Benjamin George Heldman. Allison Mary Carr. Kayla Elizabeth Sullivan. Sarah Lucille Fort.
Evan Rolfs. Nemanja Mikic. Allison Lynn Latham. Hannah Lindsay Strickland. Emily Anna Payamps. Casey Lynn Erlob. Mark Brown Wente. Eugene Cha Hamill. Anna Catherine Woodruff. Laura Michelle Rigler. Amy Rebecca Dono. Gabrielle Usden. Alexis Marie Levine. Nicholas Allen John Parks. Michael Joseph Ernst. Christopher William Henry Nolfi. Marina Allegra Chelsea Sofer. Jasmine Sheree Bounds. Tahira Marston. Brian Lamb. Yeah! Dominique Anthony Veloz. Yeah! Alan Tran. Yeah! Harry Meng. Yeah! Brahmjot Singh Ubroy. Marcel Arturo Contreras. Sophia Nicole Noel. Isa Maria Taskinen. Sally Fox Bregman. Christopher Brandon Taylor. Yen Pan. Gianni Zong. Hussein Sadat. Husan Sadat. Alia Ibrahim Hegazi. Kareem Kashif. Malcolm Boozy. Monet Billie Jean Merritt. Alexander Noel. Alexandria Noel. Brandon Allen O'Connor. Razan Arushe. Michael Vidok. Marina Chamukala. Laura Piovesan. Matthew Alexander Nito. Joshua Majewski. Benjamin Jacob Layton. Stephanie Alexa Thompson. Sabrina Elisa Cecilia Marzaro. William Edgar Saran. Bienvenido Tixe. James Brian Meehan. Biram Riyar. Shadi Louis Bakur. William Joseph White. Suhail Thadoni. Maximilian Joseph Schweber. Devereaux Nathan Sturrett. Divya Kantumneni. Virginie Hello. Alexandria Kane. Nicole Christine Fratura. Julie Michelle Winkleman. Jennifer Lauren Yao. Caitlin Elizabeth Winkler. Nicholas Ray Hunter. Anil Sarda. Evan Yacker. Drew Albanese Eccleston. William Charles Richardson. Dylan Fox. Devin Shaw. Madeline Laurel McNamara. Barry Rebecca Ginsburg. Samara Michelle Pollock. Connor Michael Walczewski. Afan Nabil Ahmed. Clement Sin. Jared Michael Horowitz. Matthew David Selleck. Maxime Bo Jalafea. Ari Loeb Hoffman. Samantha Harold. Samantha Josephine McGowan. Evelyn Marie Oakley. Carly Nancy Post. Victoria Caritas Rivers. Fendi Annette Liu. Matthew Alexander Dads. Caroline Victoria Stewart. Caroline Horowitz. Megan Elizabeth Gregorio. Samantha Ann Seeker. Catherine Lenehan. Lindsay Pauline Sestarsik. Nora Eileen Kelleher. Alexis Marie Aliquo. Francesca Monti. Giovanna Safos. Christine Marie Healy. Rachel Ariel Friedman. Jessica Forum. Jennifer Chadroff. Ryan Jordan Horowitz. Zachary Jacob Cohen. Lily Sarah Brines. Jessica Sanfratello. Tyler Samuel Edwards. Max Ketten Popkin. Samantha Rose Bort. Jonathan Moynihan. Robert Andrew Fleischman. Jack Joseph Sitt. Sarah Ann Armstrong. Jordan Elizabeth Ledholm. Alexa Vogel. Joseph Jacob Minder. Andrew Hoare. Justin Kitts. Michelle Orit Kodorov. Ajay Harish. Komal Sanjay Patel. Tara Sharma. Joshua Anthony Rajkumar. Ravjot Singh Basim. Vivek Patel. Ted Bolahan Obisi. Simba Galali Jess Johnny. Drew Wyatt Shoemaker. Joshua Nicholas Gammon. Joshua Lodestro. Anne Catherine Noble. Alexandra Silver. Stephanie Christina Morgan. Lauren L. Rappaport. Abraham Cooper. Russell J. Feldman. Yareen Fagenbaum. Joel Benjamin Feinberg. Gina Badian. Peter Shin Young Lee. Francis Uhi Young Lee. Mark Silverberg.
Laura Christine Kale. Robert Leah Brayton.
I'm pleased to present Master of Accountancy and Catherine Ryder, Rachel Ann Young, Xue Bian, Qian Lu, Tong Zhang, Meng Niu, Rui Gu, Zhe Shi, Yu Cai, Chang Cheng, Angelina Rose Vacini Hamkin, Pilar Maria Martinez, Gordana Markaskika, Kelly Yang Liang, Gokha Asken Bayava, Jin Yang, Anthony Makia Pen, Jin Zhao, Ren Ying Zhang, Ying Ding, Zhou Li, Xingang Lu, Tian Yu Qian, Peter Daniel Novik, Alexandria Josephine Simeoni, Napper Mundra, Stephen Anthony Suzy, Eric Jared Anderson, Jeremy Duan, Meiqi Zhao, Daniel Andrew Poindexter Mall, Thomas V. Lyman, Kristen Aaron Shura, Ahmed Al Casa, Daniel Frederick Mattini, Michael Nori Masbahi, Tariq Abdul Mahi, Catherine Margaret Stackel, Yi Fei Dai, 直播杨、云舒张、雷清豪、辛高、方廷王、杰一叶、西李、辛其周、艾红郭。Yep.
It is my great pleasure to introduce the Master of Business Administration candidates. LaShonda Monique Clark. Marjorie Eileen Thomas. Narov Garish Sheet. Safia Davy. Michelle Dorsey. Paulita Brown. Punita Singh. Patrick Major. Bonnie Patricia Ann Harriet. Usha Chaudhary. Mohsin Sadinajad. Derek Essempong. Tyra Lundy. Daryl Shea Byers. Roxanne Alston Tart. Adrian Riddell. Jennifer Ament. John Costello. Carrie Karwedzki. Joseph Foley. Chris Pertinen. Vigil Bowes. Daniel Nieto. Peter Caparelli. Suzanne Smith. Eileen Van. Daniel Robert Janello. Stephen Schifrin. Jessica Moore. Tanya Gates. William Hardy. David Clark. Dee Peckrun. Andrew Wallace Wilkins. Ryan Donahue. Kenneth Colavito. Matthew May. Amy Beams. Megan Elizabeth Doviak. Alyssa A. McCarthy. Lisa Marie Stewart. Scott Andrew Heller. Victor Young. Brandon Tasco. Nice to meet you. Greg Viola. Adrian Azayas Letterman. George McKendry Jenkins. Patrick Halloran. Brendan Burns. Elizabeth D'Arcy Siegel. Carlos Figueroa Bracho. Omar Homwe. Matthew Kolikoff. John Halil McKeel. Pei-Yoon Lin. Vikramjit Kalan. Gaurav Sharma. Lan Lee. Shruti Garwal. Bernal Curtin Chavez. Christopher Petruka. Wan Ting Wang. Jenna Paquin. Ashley Medish McCoy. Lauren DeRocco. Ashley Williams. Allison Piotr. Ashley Johnson. Kimberly Renee Johnson. Jill Sankey. Michael J. Battaglia. Julia Uarneva. Jason Garner. Stephen Kalis. Tammy Ram. Michelle Gorman. Chloe Shemla. Jenna Gold. Rachel Engstrom. Omid Naderi. Marianne Ramis Rizkala. Saman Gaffer. Pawan Dewan. Siddharth Dugar. Parikshit Patel. Zlatina Yordanova. Evelyn Ivanov.
Kiru Ramachandran. Rakesh Nair. Swampnil Todi. Rebecca Andino. Lindsay Harmon King. Layla Galambor. Hillary Lloyd Sherman Hawkins. Donald Gentle. John Galley. Kyle Klein. Melissa Dow. Marissa Shoshana Shine. Brigitta Holman Earl. Megan O'Brien. Catherine Moore. Natalie Haskins. Rose Erickson. Irene Sterling. Nana Boateng. Jeffrey Benarin. Sean Miner. Rishi Manny. Philip Lee. Siddharth Mady. Varun Ram. Deepak Jose. Nathaniel Ho. Uzair Khan. Leslie Allen. Talia Palmer. Kamal Sumar. Mikesha Celeste Fowler. James Slider. Luann Filya. Wasim Kawandi. Aaron James Moses. Tynetta Truesdale. Lori Vanuto. Michael Eric Loomis. Jacqueline Gonzalez. Andrea Ray. Richard Walker. Nathan Reynolds. Rachel Sherman. Karthik Chari. Matthew Brown. Daniel Roth. Kristen Grasham. Julia Kramer Kaplan. Christopher Nana Oti. Letitia Lukanda. Connor Grew. Andrew Phelps. Justin Flynn. Daniel Stoops. Lydia Green. Sushmita Manat. Renee Berry. Disha Modi. Sophie Momin. Mohibel Islam. Muhammad Khan. Andres Yepes. Brian Landau. Scott David Oakland. Samuel Leon Rockman. Emma Fofana. Salma Hatem. Marianne Meyer Nunez. Hi. Andreas Schneider. Joy Magnum. Helena Teklimanat. Renee Rufin Blanchette. Charles Ugaldi. Allison Harris. David Ali. Jadeep Thacker.
Malik Raj Guru. Bhairav Kupaswamy. Alex Westervan. Miguel Trevino. Giovanni Karachi. John Duendo. Sid Millo Churero. Nicole Hollander. Neha Shah. Xavier Colton. Milan Vukovic. Chris Carroll. Michael Vinay. Aline Peterson. Caroline Morris. Nadia Bashir. Andy Seto. Go, Andy! Pablo Corinta. Kelly Coleman. Jeanette Smith. Ashley Nicole Hale. Sarah Karim. Mary Kate Francis. Catherine Whitman. Marcus Lotire. Stephen Gabriel. Thomas Durkis. Kevin Morin Spare. Catherine Autry. Deshay Shu. Rabah El-Basha. Jay LeBlanc. Ryan Nidor. Ryan Gibbons. Adam Matina. Matthew Douglas McGill. Rahman Azizian. Guliel Gomero. Marcelo G. Ulaf. Mamadou Jobe. Sade Safar Kani. Meredith Hurd. David Mitchell. Dmitry Zakov. Robert Sanborn. John Gross. Siddhartha Kanelakante. Kevin Curley. Daniel Killery. Nathan Hamilton. Stephen Mikich. John Lee. Stephen Allen Kinnard Jr. Thomas Hurt. Dong Xing Wu. Ali Zahir. Jody Ryder. Jadwiga Singh. David Kim. Christopher Mihal. Mary Simpson. Kathleen Sang. Taylor Kippy Tuck. Garrett Stephen Langborn. Ashman Fasili. Troy Joseph Finnegan. Robert Schiller Jr. Kay Nassim. Joseph Pascarella. Edie Zussman. Shrizeha Reddy. Lucy Ledbetter. Regina Alexander. Leonardo Mercedes Guzman. Christopher DeWitt. Slow it down. Jennifer Jeanette Rodriguez. Dan McCarthy. Couturera, Coutura, Chanoa, Horton Perici. Sean Lewis James. Dwayne Starks. Oh, these are the stars. Malcolm Jones. Starkar McDougal. Octavia McDougal. E.J. Henderson. Jimmy Olden Johnson, Jr. Anthony Adams. Derek Faulkner. Kevin Shaw. Kevin Mark Booth. Roger McIntosh, Jr. Alacia McIntosh. Janae Randall Ejane. Antoine Randall L. Emma Dockery. Derek Dockery. Justin Humphreys. Arturo Freeman. Jerome McDougall. Jacent McDougall. Dana Falk. Garrett Clue. Denisha Roll. Samari Roll. Monique Eilert Mosley.
Give me a minute. Ready to go? You go. Alexander Abawi. This is Master of Science and Finance. Go. Yu Wei Chen. Ali, what was it? Khanargin. Okay. Okay. Farzan Montazeri. Le Mylan. Okay. Subha Harikharan. Savanti Andradig, something Silva. Okay. Chen Kuan Ying. Nabil Ismail. No, let them finish. I'm going too fast. Will Hijaji. Oh, I know this. Josh Hyman. Olga Rakitin. Wisarkorn Petit Kiv. All right, there you go. Tatiana Da Silva. Yerlan Sekirbayev. Nurjan Kaldыбekov. Begen Yusupov. Zhou Lian. Shi Xiaoxiao. Heba Saleh Al-Moudi. I still need to get stuff to you. Fatima Al-Jishi. Mi Yong Song. Mauricio Botero. Edison Alfredo Tonsel, also known as Eddie. Tianyuan Zhang, also known as Robert. David William Batito. Oops, sorry. Amanda Golden. Yang Etienne. Joey Chadwick. Eric Stephen Glenn. Kushal Gupta. Huang Jingxi. Huan Qi. Tsai Hanyi, also known as Amy. Bai Nan. Tian Jiang Qi. Xu Jing. Fan Shi. Li Chen. Wang Yish. Liu Yung. Shan Liang. Chen Xi. Yu Jiang. Hong Zhuoqiao. Lu Yuecheng. Zhai Zheng. Sun Hui. Huang Jin. I know you, man. Kong Wei Xiao. Dai Rui. Song Ziyu. Lin Mei Hui. Qiu Xiaolei. Badr Sultan. Muhammad Omar Khan. Sheldon Tomlinson. Hassan Al-Jishi, one of the many cousins here. by the same name. Ahmad Omar Al-Sabti. Ali Muhammad Al-Hudayr. Yazid Abdul Hamid Al-Marjan. Yeah, there you go. Ahmed Tariq Al-Suleimani. Soy Jingjing. Lin Hao Tian. Wang Jiawen. Ji Shu, also known as Jess. Liu Yin Ting. Kun Ho Li. Huang Xi. Zhou Yulu. Wu Hao.
Master of Science and Information Systems Technology. John Renniken. Janae Moore. Glenda Morales. Margot Paz Morales. LaShala Logan Hopkins. Irene Sujo. That's wrong. Purva Joshi. Ankit Vankuramini. Okay. Yuan Lee. Ebony Brock Smith. Jay Daniel. Aristotle Castro. Joseph Bradley Reed Williams. Mark Randall Fisher. Long Din. Pete Bahami. Amy Elizabeth Coffey. Sean Ward. Jeffrey William Woodward. Joseph Saquid. Thomas Casey Zielinski. Alexis Ashley Eisenberg. Brandon Rutkin. Zachary Charles Kahn. Warren Mark Rubin. Give him a second. Kevin Rule. Emilio Gonzalez. Hello. Jason Hawk. Susan Marie Reamer. Naomi Bryce. Tanya Crosby. Augusta E. Tetmon. Wang Yan Lau. Lawrence O. George Louis Dickerson, Jr. Isabel Tanneman. Shweta Gandhi. Ashley Elizabeth Wald. Rabia Quatrana? Quaja. Sorry. I should look at Quaja. Amber Shaw. Albina Kamalova. Idrum Bakshivova. Sorry. Heba Hashem. Seishan Liang. Maria Schwartzman. Marshall. Oh, man. Hyman. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Jonathan Nicholas John Weiss. Young Chen Oh. Amber Warren. Kenny Snowden. Whoops, Kenneth. Faisal Hamad.
Ghassan Mohammed Al Quraiti. Hassan Ali. Danish Ahmed. Nabil Wasfi Akaruf. Jonathan Stephen Luciano. Mohammed Samir Dajani. Jay Wood. Anthony A. Bagaru. Stephen Omari Uhame. Arthur Gizzy Gorbor. Abenzir Makuria Mulugeta. Saleh Hamid Al-Harti. Moyad Abdul Rahim Shwabi.
Curtis Lamont Brooks. Jonathan Russell Plant. David R. Hahn. Alan Garth Forbes. Alan Dachen Ma. Mary McDaniel. Terrence Hollingsworth. Peter A. McGrath. Jessica White. William Christopher Torpy. Leanne Mazzarelli. Richard J. Martin. Nathaniel Xavier Graves III.
Master of Science in Project Management. Russ Agee. Peter John Phibbs. Kristen Noel Price.
Humayun Nuri, Kathy Phillips, Leslie Ferris, Michael Sheik, David Jackson, Muhammad Asim Khan, Kerry Chin, Edward Hill, Michael Charles Stankovic, Brent Greg Hanseker, Subir Vasana, Michael Thomas Cole, Krishnan Sivara Mara Krishna, Tracy Hensel, Edward Reynolds, Abdul Hashim Muhammad, Neskin Patrick Aib, Nicole Andrea Powell, Melissa Diane Scott, Alan Patrick Jones, Stephanie Edward Bloom, Roger the Great Hercules, Manar Kumar, Walker Evan Heflin, Elliot James Collins, Adam Jackson, Nathin Al-Samarai, Heather Bears Graham, Susan Woods, Vanessa P. Snyder,
I'm pleased to present Master of Tourism Administration, Nicole Marie Giganti, Yuri Donald Horowitz, Rachel Never Wrong, Lin Qiu Shi, Ariana Luquin, Sarah Elizabeth Woodall, Florian Franson, Thiago Cat Settler, Brian Plucker, Regan Ashley Beverly, Siobhan Patrie Harding, Shaminka Ashley Jennings, Julie Teresa Moreau, Whitney Rebecca Anderson, Angela Nicole Kelly, Jennifer Nicole Antoinette Crawford, Matthew Oliver Rantifield, Andrew Joseph McGuire, Marshall Wynne Seedorf, Brian Honeycutt, Katia Cubas Casana, Catherine Banning, Ling Tian, Zhang Xiaomeng, Tang Tang, Ma Jing, Xi Chener, Wang Huiwen, Zhang Zhe, Liu Yang, Lu Zhizhou, Zhou Lan, Tang Shiyu, Su Yunxiang, Talia Marvina Salem, Tanya Ling Sakura, Shana Marie Haggerty, Sarah Mahmood, Elise Michelle Dollar, Stephen Clifford Ray, Alan Whitworth, Kristen Darby Phipps, Greta Caroline Fowler, Emily Chen, Allison Tamara Ace, Tiffany Leigh Curtis, Natalie Philpott, Alan M. White, Winnie Law, Carrie Ann Mars, Tara Ashley Barnes,
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our graduates of the class of 2013. I now have the pleasure of introducing our graduate student speaker, Andreas Schneider. Mr. Schneider enrolled in GWSB after working at Banyan Family Business Advisors, a management consultancy that specializes in helping family businesses create structures and processes for family governance, manage succession and transition, and develop growth strategies. In February 2012, Mr. Schneider co-founded Washington, D.C.'s first kombucha microbrewery with John Lee, GW Global MBA 2013, and Daniel Lieberman, GWJD Global MBA 2013. Together, they produce Capital Kombucha, which is distributed to 35 stores throughout Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C., and Maryland. Mr. Snyder is a Global Leaders Fellow at GW and holds a BA in journalism with a minor in politics from Ithaca College and is graduating today with a Master of Business Administration. Please welcome Andreas Schneider, our graduate student speaker.
Thank you. Wow. Fellow graduates, congratulations. Good job. And to everyone else here today, thank you for everything you've done to help us get to where we are right now. The hardest question I've had to answer over the last couple of weeks is, now that business school's over, what did you think of it? I mean, how do you explain to someone who hasn't been here with us these last couple of years what a renerve is? Or how sweet and succulent that tonic tacho is when you bite into it after your last final of the semester? And before this afternoon, I thought there was no way on earth we could communicate to our friends and family that special Zen-like trance you get into after hour 3 of your third team meeting of a Friday afternoon. But I think some of us might be there right now. But at a loss for words, I've said things like, time at GW has been special, or it's been interesting. And I thought, what kind of MBA am I if I settle for that and I don't try to quantify it somehow? So I'm here to say that there's a number for exactly how special our time here has been. That number is 1.7. 1.7 is the percentage of people in this country with an MBA. Out of 300 million people, only 1.7% have done what we did and have sat where you're sitting right now. So no matter how you choose to describe your time at GW, when people ask you how it was, remember that it was rare and that you've done something unique. And we're graduating today into a world very different from the one we left when we gathered in the Marvin Center, my fellow GMBAs and I, in August 2011. Then we were just 1 week removed from Black Monday, the 5th largest single-day drop in the history of the Dow Jones. We're in the midst of the Great Recession, and still reeling from the first ever downgrading of U.S. credit rating. Now, after 2 years in school, we've seen a bit of a recovery. Last month, the Dow Jones set an all-time high, so Wall Street's back. But unemployment's still a problem, and even more than that, access to opportunity is a problem. 80% of the people in this world live in a country where the separation of wealth is growing bigger, not smaller, and that includes the United States. And we're graduating with the unique set of skills to do something about that. The businesses we're going to work for, the investors we're going to work with, are sitting on the largest amount of investable cash in modern memory. And we can do something about it. Think about that. Once we leave George Washington, it's going to be our job to create jobs. We have the opportunity to create opportunity for others, the chance to give others a chance. That's amazing. So I want to leave you all today with some of the best advice I've ever gotten in my life. And that is, if you set out to make money, that's all you'll make. If you set out to make history, you'll make both. So, to everyone whose name we just heard called, congratulations. Now let's get to work.
Thank you, Andreas. Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Guthrie will now address the 2013 graduating class. Dean Guthrie.
All right, the home stretch is near. We're almost ready to let you out. Parents, friends, colleagues, and most importantly, students, welcome and congratulations. It's wonderful to see you all here, appreciate your achievement, Today you join a worldwide community of over 250,000 alums of the George Washington University and over 60,000 alums of the George Washington School of Business. Welcome. As I approach the end of my third year as dean of this wonderful institution, I'm struck by how my perspective on what we are doing here together has changed, and I'm struck by how differently I view my role in this. So today, instead of talking to you about the great things that the school's doing, and instead of talking to you about all the standard charges that we give, I'd instead like to keep it simple. Actually, I also have to admit that after last year's speech, when I thought I killed it, and it was like 15 minutes, one of my colleagues said as we were walking out, "Good speech, it could have been 5." So, in his absentia, we can all thank Murat Tarimshalar for his frankness, and I'm going to get us out of here. Now, to begin, I would like to say thank you. Thank you to you all. While a younger version of myself might have thought that my job is to inspire as a teacher or as an administrator, today I actually realize that the roles are reversed. To put it simply, you inspire us. We do not exist as an institution without you, and we learn as much from you every day as you learn from us, and probably a lot more. So thank you. Next, I'd like to give you 4 words of advice. And I'm going to embarrass a few students along the way, and I'd ask as I embarrass you that you stand so you can be publicly embarrassed. Those words are passion, dreams, courage, and giving. First, find passion in what you do. And I learn this from the students I interact with at this school every day. When I think of passion, I think of students like John McKeel, whose passion for China everybody knows. Please remain standing. I think of Rachel Sherman and her commitment to sustainability. I think of Brian Landau and Sam Rockman's passion for this school and what they've done to really advance us. And I've enjoyed every moment that these students have reminded me about passion. Second, I want you to think about dreaming big dreams. Don't be afraid of that. Here I think of students like Kim Johnson, who received our MBA Service Award and was a leader of GW's chapter, MBA Women International, and represented the school at many things around the world. I can't wait to see where Kim's dreams take her. Third, I want you to think about courage. Courage to embrace uncertainty in life, choose what you can learn from the moments of transition, seize opportunities when life presents them. This is a circumstance we see every day in universities, and we see it at every level. We see students of all ages struggling through transition and embracing the new opportunities that arise through education. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was with a very special group of students in China, where we actually sat and thought about career transitions and the opening of a new economy to these groups. I sat for several hours talking with Derek Dockery about the transition that he's going to make in life from a career as an NFL player to whatever his future holds as a graduate of this esteemed university. Or I think of my FYDP students who I taught this year because I felt like I had to be in the classroom with freshmen again. And I think about J.J. Minder, who helped us work in that class and think deeply about how to actually take those students to the next phase. Or I think about the entire group of Alpha Kappa Psi and the organizing event that they put on for the SEC chairman, Elise Walter. Uncertainty and opportunity. This is where the future lies. And above all else, I want you to think about giving. I want you to think about how your position in life allows you, not just this degree, but your position in life allows you to do something to make the world a better place. I think about so many students here. I think about Master of Accountancy student Ai Hung Ho, who organized a community service project with professionals in accounting. I think about Brendan Amadjayo, who's probably done more as a student to change the game in thinking about issues like equality for gay rights. I think about the entire Net Impact Group. I think about Business Gives Back. In fact, I think about you all. So please all stand up. Now, while you're standing there, I need you to do something for me, because there are a lot of other stakeholders in this room. The first thing I'd like you to do is join me in thanking this group of people up here, and I'd like all you to stand up. We don't exist as an institution without the students that come to us, but we also don't exist as an institution without the faculty who teach us or the staff around this room who have done everything behind the scenes to make something like this work. So wherever you guys are, please stand up also. And finally, I'd like you to look out into these stands. And I'd like to ask everybody here who's a relative, friend, parent, to stand up and be thanked by this group of students and by us. Ooh, moments like this just make me shiver. Now, I'm going to close by saying I believe it was John Quincy Adams who once said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader." And it's my hope that our time together, our institution, and the work that we have done together has helped to develop you as this kind of leader. Now we are all just going to sit back and watch your wonderful careers take off. Thank you for sharing these years with us, and thank you for inspiring us.
Thank you, Dean Guthrie. We're almost at the end of our celebration, but I do not want to end it quietly. As I read the names of the degrees, I would like the students to stand up, rise up loud, rise up proud, and make some noise that they can hear in the White House. This is your day. This is your celebration. All undergraduates, Bachelor of Accountancy, Bachelor of Business Administration. Let's hear from you. Stand up. Master of Accountancy. Master of Business Administration. Master of Science in Finance. Master of Science in Information System Technology. Master of Science in Project Management. Master of Tourism Administration. Doctor of Philosophy. Please remain standing. Now, what I would like you to do is the School of Business. I would like all of you and all of our guests, families and friends, to make as much noise as possible to let all of Foggy Bottom and the entire world know we are here. On my cue, 1, 2, 3! All right, JW, please remain standing as our ceremony will conclude with the singing of the alma mater. Following the alma mater, please remain standing until the academic recessional is concluded. Please turn to the last page in your program for the alma mater. Thank you.
Hail, alma mater, to thy spirit guiding, knowledge thy closest friend in its strength. its place resigning, hail thee, George Washington.